Hi everyone, I'm going to take you on a journey to the heart of an unforgettable Indonesian folktale, Malin Kundang. It's a story of love, betrayal, and the power of a mother's prayer. So, grab a cozy spot, sit back, and let's dive into this timeless legend together. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy stories like this. Once upon a time, in a quiet village by the sea, there lived a widow and her only son, Malin Kundang. Life was tough for the two of them. The mother worked tirelessly every day, doing whatever she could, mending nets for the fishermen, gathering firewood from the forest, and even washing clothes for wealthier villagers. Yet, despite her struggles, she always made sure Malin had enough to eat and could sleep peacefully at night. Malin was a bright and energetic boy. Even though they were poor, he always found ways to help his mother, whether by collecting seashells to sell or helping the fishermen bring in their catch. The villagers often praised him, saying, "This boy has a sharp mind and a kind heart. He'll go far one day." As Malin grew older, he became more aware of their hardships. He saw how his mother's hands were rough from years of labor, and how her once strong posture was now bent from carrying heavy loads. It pained him deeply. One day, Malin said, "Mother, I can't bear to see you work so hard. I'll find a way to change our lives. I want to go to the city, work on a ship, and earn enough money to bring you happiness." His mother's heart sank at the thought of her only son leaving. "Malin," she said softly, "you're all I have. If you leave, who will take care of me? What if something happens to you?" But Malin was determined. "Mother, I promise I'll come back. And when I do, I'll bring riches beyond your imagination. You'll never have to work again." Seeing the fire in his eyes, his mother finally gave in. With tears in her eyes, she packed some food for him, rice wrapped in banana leaves, and hugged him tightly. "Be safe, my son," she whispered. Malin joined a large ship that had docked at the village. The captain, impressed by Malin's intelligence and hard work, took him under his wing. As the ship sailed away, Malin waved goodbye to his mother, who stood on the shore, her heart both heavy and hopeful. Years passed. The days turned into weeks, the weeks into months, and the months into years. Malin's mother grew older and weaker, but she never stopped waiting for her son. Every morning she would walk to the shore, looking out at the horizon. "Maybe today will be the day he returns," she would say to herself. But each evening she would return home with a heavy heart. Meanwhile, Malin had indeed found success. The captain of the ship had recognized his potential and entrusted him with greater responsibilities. Over time, Malin earned enough money to buy his own ship. He traded goods between distant lands, amassing great wealth. During one of his voyages, he met a beautiful woman from a wealthy family. They fell in love, and soon Malin married her. Together, they sailed the seas in a grand ship, filled with treasures from their travels. The return one bright morning, the villagers spotted a magnificent ship approaching the harbor. Its sails were golden, and the hull gleamed under the sunlight. The news spread quickly. "A rich merchant has arrived." Curious, the villagers gathered at the shore. As the ship docked, they saw a man step out, dressed in fine silk and adorned with jewels. It was none other than Malin Kundang, but he looked so different, confident, polished, and almost unrecognizable. By his side was his elegant wife, her beauty capturing everyone's attention. One of the villagers hurried to Malin's mother. "Your son has returned," they exclaimed. Overjoyed, she ran to the harbour as fast as her frail legs could carry her. When she saw Malin, her eyes filled with tears. "Malin, my son, you've come back," she cried, reaching out to him. But Malin Kundang froze. He looked at the woman before him. Her clothes were ragged, her hair streaked with grey, and her hands rough from years of labour. She didn't fit into the world he now belonged to. "Who is this old woman?" Malin's wife asked, her voice laced with disdain. Malin hesitated, then replied coldly, "I don't know her. She's mistaken." His mother's heart shattered. "Malin, it's me, your mother. How can you say such a thing?" But Malin turned away, embarrassed by her presence. "Leave us," he ordered. "You're not my mother." The villagers watched in shock and disbelief. How could he deny the woman who had raised him? The curse. Malin's mother fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. She raised her hands to the sky and cried out, "Oh, Almighty, if he truly is my son but denies me as his mother, let him be punished for his arrogance." Suddenly, dark clouds gathered overhead. The wind howled, and the sea roared with fury. Malin's grand ship was struck by lightning, and waves as tall as mountains crashed upon it. The villagers ran for cover, but Malin and his wife were trapped. As the storm raged, Malin tried to escape, but his body began to stiffen. His legs became stone, followed by his arms and torso. In his final moments, he realized his grave mistake, but it was too. When the storm cleared, all that remained was a stone statue, standing on the shore, a permanent reminder of a son's betrayal. A lesson remembered. From that day on, the villagers told the story of Malin Kundang as a warning to all. Never forget where you come from, and always honor your parents, for their love is a blessing that should never be taken for granted.